Hummel's basic training does a few things for him. I mean, the first obvious one is that he's learning the basics of being in the military and getting information and learning skills, all of which he's pretty bad at. He doesn't seem to be fitting in very well. You kind of get this impression of like, what is he doing there? And not until he gets to meet this corporal that I noticed that he kind of like, he's wowed by the story of this guy being in action and killing some people who looked like they were going to attack. And he gets this like, oh man, I want to be in infantry. Like that's where the best are. That's what I want to do. Get recognition. And that's what I got out of that he wanted to get recognition of some kind. And some of that may have had to do with he didn't seem to get along with his fellow recruits very well at all. In fact, they gave him a hard time. They beat him. And one thing about that was noticed was that Pierce, who was his squad leader, even though you could tell he didn't care for him either, but he took the role of squad leader seriously to the point where Hummel at one point tried to kill himself, and the squad leader is like, "Not in my squad. I'm going to take care of this guy." While the others seemed to just kind of like be like, "Yeah, whatever. Like we're not worried about that." And Hummel did later, take on that lesson where he saved a soldier, where the other guy that was with him was like, "No, I'm out of here." So I think that was a lesson that he took from that, and he also he kind of felt like he was part of something now, and saw that whenever he went to visit his brother, and he's telling him, "Hey, I'm somebody now. Like I have real brothers. Like people respect me." So he got out of that. He became a changed man. He felt like he gave him some purpose to shoot toward of being in the infantry and to look out for others. Because before, I kind of got the impression that he wasn't really part of much of anything. Kind of had not the greatest life. Didn't seem to care about his father. He talked about changing his name. So ultimately, I felt like he learned more from the people that were around him and that he was with, per se, than maybe his military instructors, though he did learn things from them as well, and that's kind of in the second post. But that's essentially a summary of his basic training, of his kind of coming out of his shell, having a goal to shoot for, and being part of a group and looking out for others, even though he was the whipping pole for some people. So have a good Thanksgiving, everyone.